Well, your first album has been released in July 2008. Second album, July
Yeah,
2010.
there's a trend.
Yeah,
there's a trend.
July band. Just briefly, can you look back on your first album, Can't Stop, Won't Stop? How do you look back on that album?
It's just a stepping stone, I suppose. I think it's, we were really young, 17, 18, and just kind of thrown into it for the first time, and with a real producer and in a real studio, and on a independent label called Fearless from Huntington Beach, and it was kind of a blur. It kind of just happened so fast, and there's a lot of things that we learned from it. I think we want to make sure that we're taking not steps forward, but just steps in any direction after that, So the next one came around that next July, or 2 Julys from then, and we went with Howard Benson in California as well, and then we were on Warner Brothers, which we are on now, and it was a whole new set of rules and things to learn from and follow. But
what did you change? What has changed if you compare those two albums?
From the first to the second, yeah. I would say more so we wanted to focus on the composition of the songs and making sure that they felt right in our hearts, and we didn't want to overthink it, but we didn't want to underthink it. I don't even think that's a word, but it was that fine balance of just continuing to try to take things to a next, the next point, so that it opens more doors. And I think that's a big thing for us, is not pigeonholing ourselves into one specific area and trying to open it up. So we incorporated more acoustic guitar in the second record, and listened to groups like Tom Petty and Neil Young, and tried to pull things from them. And
why those two bands? Why Neil Young and Tom Petty?
Because they've been around for so long, and instead of emulating the things that are the flash in the pans, I think it's you would be kind of silly to not pull from that and to notice how long it's lasted and how awesome it's been for them. I think it's something we are very, very aware of, and we want to strive to be just like them. So,
what did you learn by focusing on their music? What did you learn about their songs?
Tom Petty, I think I learned about storytelling, and it doesn't have to be a complex story. It can be a broad concept and a broad idea, but as long as you feel attached to it, then put it out, because it expands the world of art for everybody else, and I can put my association, my meaning to that song, whether it's Learning to Fly or whatever it is by Tom Petty, that means something to me as well as to somebody else, but to Tom Petty it might mean something completely different. So that's probably one thing that I learned from listening to a lot of Americana and a lot of like grassroots rock and roll. So,
and Neil Young too, the same thing.
Neil Young, same thing. I mean, storytelling, it's so huge. And Neil Young, he doesn't have the best voice in the world, but he makes it work because that's Neil Young's voice. It's not overthought. He's not trying to be Stevie Wonder. He just has what he has, and he works with it, and it works so well. And I think that's what I'm still trying to formulate for myself.
Black and White. Well, the previous album has been, your current album has been called Black and White.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found the song Black and White back? Because I read somewhere that it's from a song that got lost.
Have I found what?
Well, the song, the tape, the recording of the song Black and White.
Oh, the song Black and White. We actually we found it, and we listened to it. I listened to it for the first time a year ago, maybe. And you're saying our song, correct?
Not the song by Michael Jackson.
Not the song by Michael Jackson. No.
Oh, it's Black or White. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, we had a song called Black and White, and it just didn't make the cut, and we. Yeah, it's not a very good song. It just didn't work with the other bunch, so we canned it, and we For good reason too. For good reason. It wasn't. It was very unpleasant.
So, but it didn't get lost, because I read somewhere that the song was actually lost, and you
well, it was lost, and actually, I had heard it. I didn't even want to hear it when we found it most recently. I heard it a year ago, and then we heard that we found it on a hard drive about 2 months ago, and I didn't even want to hear it because I remembered what it was, and I just didn't even want to go down that road. So it was lost, and it was recovered, and I just want to make it lost again. I don't.
Well, just destroy it. There's one button on
yeah.
your computer. It's
just
called
hit delete or send it to the trash. Yeah.